The Watchers is a debut film of Ishana Night Shyamalan, the daughter of M. Night Shyamalan. He produces this film. So in doing so, the nepotism angle is thrown out because he paid for the entire thing, so he's allowed to do whatever he wants. This movie is based off of the novel by A.M. Shine. It is about Mina, a 28-year-old woman who works as a pet store employee in Ireland. She sort of doesn't do much. She plays dress up and goes for hookups. She's got a tumultuous past. Anyway, she's tasked with transporting a parrot to a zoo. However, her car breaks down in the forest and she's lost. And there's lots of birds in the forest, and she basically is chased by creatures. And she's able to get help by going over to a building with an older woman and two other strangers. There's Madeline, Kira, and Daniel, and the four of them basically have become a sort of human zoo for the creatures in the forest, and a trap of sorts, and they sort of have to stay there. During the night, they are watched by the creatures in the forest. During the day, they're allowed to go out and get food and essentially try to survive, and there's landmarks of where they're allowed to go and not go. So this is a sort of weird survival film. It's definitely mismarketed, though. If you watch this movie thinking it's going to be like a tense, super awesome creature feature monster movie, you are in for a sore disappointment. This is more of a dark fantasy story, a dark fairy tale. How the film ends up sort of revealing itself about halfway through, you realize you're not getting what the trailers are selling, and that's kind of, I feel tricked, you know, after watching the movie. Of course, I did watch it early, though. I watched it on Thursday night preview night, so no reviews from Rotten Tomatoes yet, no RogerEbert.com reviews. I kind of went into this movie totally blind, just on the faith that M. Night Shyamalan's daughter would give us something interesting. And there's nothing spectacular about the direction, to be honest. The acting's fine. Creature effects are a little bit cheesy. Lots of CGI, so lots of things look kind of bloated and cartoony on purpose. I would have preferred if they went with a more practical effects, especially for some of the scenes. You got the forest, you've got the real looking actors, you've got then these weird goofy looking blobs just coming out of the forest. Set design's fine. The movie's just lacking a bit of energy and intensity, really. I wasn't expecting much because the premise is pretty interesting, but M. Night Shyamalan recently did a movie called Knock at the Cabin, which is an adaptation of Cabin at the End of the World, and he changed the ending. He did a couple of things differently, which I liked. You know, just because you adapt a book doesn't mean you have to stick to the exact same story. You can change things, you can tweak things, and I don't know if Ishana Night Shyamalan did that with this book, but overall the result is a rather, not boring completely, but it's just uninteresting, sort of lagging in the middle movie. I had a Sprite before the film, not a Coke, but I found myself nodding off in the middle. The movie does change up the dynamics once in a while, like 2 points in the film they try to change it up so it doesn't get too boring, but overall I just felt this was a really lacking movie. Also, it was definitely mismarketed because it is not a, it doesn't feel like a horror film. It's lacking scares, it's lacking, it has some suspense, some creepy moments, but overall a misfire for me. So I give The Watchers a 5 out of 10.